Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video just on my everyday work makeup, as well as just more of a youthful way to apply your makeup. It has been working for me, so if you have a similar face shape to mine, I have some tips for you just to create more of a youthful look, more of a natural makeup look for those everyday makeup wearers who don't want to cake on their makeup. Since working, I've been finding less is more. Less is definitely more. Yeah. So if you guys would like to see how I created this makeup look, as well as meet a little new friend of mine, then just keep watching. All right, so let's get ready for work. I have been struggling finding the time to film. It's getting harder with now working and hockey starting, so now it's on the weekends. That's where I was that's where I was finding the time to film, but I enjoy it so much, so I will try and make the time. It's settled down a little bit now that school started. I feel like the first couple weeks, once school was starting, the mornings that I had off, I had appointments, I had things to do, so I wasn't able to sit down and film, but today I am. So I just wanted to show you guys the makeup that I've been wearing to work every day. Because I'm working, I just want something really light and fresh, and because I'm putting makeup on my face every day, I don't want to be putting any kind of really heavy foundations and stuff on. So, oh, hold on. Come here. Oh, Mr. Gilbert Gus wanted to come in. This is my new cat. His story is kind of sad, but I love him so much, and we've given him a good home for the remainder of his short little life. Hey, buddy. So he is a cat that I have been feeding throughout the summer. He was coming to my house all the time. Yes, I'm going to go in with my tinted sunscreen from Image. He was a cat that I was feeding during the summertime. He was showing up to my house at night all the time. And people had been posting that the lost and found that this cat was wandering my neighborhood. And so I was like, all right, he's a stray. I have dogs, so I wasn't really sure how that would mesh. So I was just feeding him because he was I would only see him in the middle of the night, really. Like some evenings I would see him, but in the middle of the night on my Ring camera, he would show up and come and eat, and then maybe come back again to eat. So I was like, is he a stray? Is he not a stray? And then one evening he showed up with a little bell on, and I was like, okay, he's not a stray, but I'll give him little bits of food anyways if he's out hungry. And then near the end of summer, he showed up on our Humane Society's website that he was a stray, but he wasn't. Poor little guy. So when they get them there at the Humane Society, they do a bunch of testing on them just to see what their health is like, how old they are, if they need to be neutered or spayed. And a test came back that he has feline leukemia. So it's just something that affects their immune system, can later turn into cancer, give them a whole whack of problems. So they did, in fact, come into contact with the owners who just wanted to not take him back because of his condition. So my heart just broke for him because he is the sweetest cat ever. And I was like, my kids wanted to take him in. We wanted to give him a good remainder of life, quality of life for his short little life. Anyways, that's it's like a happy but not happy story of how I got my cat. Yeah. Okay, now that that's all blended in, and he does get along really well with the dogs. Took like a day, and they're respectful of him, and he can wander and do as he pleases, and they just kind of watch him. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Wonder Stick, and I'm just gonna give myself a tiny little bit of contour. That is something I noticed when you're wearing makeup more often. You kind of notice what you like and what you don't like. And I think for me, if it's a day-to-day look, I don't want to look super chiseled. I want my cheeks to look fuller. I want a more youthful look. So I'm just putting a tiny bit of contouring up here. This is just for a little bit more color, more bronze, and just always do the neck for more bronze. I'm liking to just do the under tip of my nose. This is going to shorten the space between my lips and my nose, which is giving you a more youthful look. That is part of the golden ratio, having a smaller space in between the lip and the nose. And then I'll also go in and put a little bit up on my brow bone, just to contour that back and bring my eyes forward. Just blend it out just in the corner here. Just underneath, I'll just blend this out with my finger. All right, so that is as far as I'm going with contour. I didn't give myself any harsh lines, just buff this out naturally in the corners. That actually probably just helped give me some fullness here instead of taking it right down and really giving that harsh cheekbone effect, which kind of only looks really good in pictures. In person, kind of have the line there, but I'm not saying that I won't do it. I'm just saying for these day-to-day workday looks, I just prefer to look a little bit more natural. So same goes with concealer. I just want a little bit of lightness. I don't want super bright under eyes. I don't want to look really makeup-y. I've been loving the Simply Ages Triple Action Concealer. I have this in the shade Buff Beige. Also the REM. I've been using that a lot too because I can just buff on a small amount. So I'm just gonna go in the inner corner. This has the cooling wand. It feels so good. You kind of just want to rub it all over your eyes just because it does feel really, really nice. But I'm just gonna put it in the inner corner just to brighten up that area. Just gonna buff it out with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. And just stick to the inner corner. Even buff it on the eye a little. Just pat, pat, pat. Blend it down the nose, just diffusing the look of the concealer instead of just having just some brightness right there, just kind of diffusing it out. All right, the sun is going in and out, so might be some weird lighting here. Now I'm gonna go in with my matte bronzer from NYX. I have this in the shade medium. I really just like to use a matte bronzer just to add a little bit more color and set any kind of cream bronzer that I've used, and just blend through any contour that I've done. And this one is really nice too, gives you that nice golden reddish natural kind of tan look to your face. Just pat it through up on the cheekbones, up through this outer corner. And then I like to just take a little bit of it and go right across the nose just for that sun-kissed look on your nose. Do the neck, of course. I also just kind of like to take it up through my hairline just to create more of a natural kind of tanned look. Especially if you're wearing your hair up. All right, now I'm going to go in with the Bare Focus Clarifying Finishing Powder from Wet n Wild. I absolutely love this powder. It just kind of, even if I don't really have any concealer or too much makeup there, I just like to lightly just take a little bit. You don't want to put too much because I don't want it to look makeup-y, but just a little bit over your pores, and it just honestly blends them away, like on camera and off. So I just like to go around my nose a bit, and I don't go up into my concealer because it's dried down enough. I don't want any more cakiness there, but just right on my forehead takes a little bit of that shine away, and honestly just like blends out my pores. And I really like it above my lip too. Kind of just blends out any imperfections there. So now I'm going to put on some blush, and just like my contour, I've changed up the way that I apply my blush. I am not enjoying putting it on and going up along my cheekbone. Looks beautiful in pictures, but in person, it's just giving me more of a harshness to my face, and I actually feel like it's just aging the way I look. So what I've been doing is I'm going to go in with Love Me from CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed, and I'm just going to put this on the apples of my cheeks. That's all. This is just giving me more fullness. This creates more of a round shape. I am not enjoying that big streakiness there, especially in person. It just, I feel like it's just like an aging kind of look. And it all depends on your face shape too. You know, there's tips and tricks, and they're like, this is the new way to apply something or whatever, but it all depends on your face shape. So for me, I want a fuller cheek. I want that fuller look. So I'm just going in on the apples of my cheeks and applying it there. I have enough in person. It looks a little lighter on camera, but because I'm going to work after, I don't want to really apply too much more. But you can just see, just gives you that little bit of extra color and just more of a youthful look. So I tight lined, that hasn't changed, but the way I apply my mascara has changed a little bit. So for me, I was constantly just applying it more to the outer corners to create that cat drawn out eye. Beautiful, beautiful in pictures. But for me now in person, I like a more fuller, flirty lash. So applying it all over my eye, really trying to get in the inner corner. Because I have no eyeshadow on, it's not creating any more shadowing for my deep set eyes. Like when I apply eyeshadow, I really like to try and create as much brightness in the inner corner as I can, because I just don't want any more shadowing depth along my lash line. But because I don't have any eyeshadow on, I've just been lightly applying my mascara, especially getting that lift right in the middle of my eye. So that, see, just you're getting that really wispy, flirty lash look, more youthful, like bright-eyed. I find that when I just apply it to my outer eye, it changes the shape of my eye. Not that I don't like that shape, I just find this a little bit more of a youthful, awake look for day-to-day makeup. So just creating that bright eye, and then obviously I will apply it to the outer eye because I want it all over. But I'm just going all along the lash line, and it's just giving me a bigger, more awake look. And I think that is one of the things from my do's and don'ts of deep set eyes that stood out on the don't side, where people were enjoying the don't side more. I think a lot of it had to do with the lash. So just going right across just kind of opens my eyes a little bit more. Doing it right at the outer edge opens it there, but keeps this part of the eye looking smaller. And that's just a preference of how you want your eyes to look. So not a don't anymore. You can break the rules sometimes. So that is how I have been applying my mascara. For my lips also, I have just been doing something a little bit different. Again, I want to add to shrinking the space between the tip of my nose and my lips. So I've just been using the lip liner, overlining at the top, and then following the lip line throughout. So instead of overlining the sides, I'm just kind of focusing more on the center of my lip, and that's just creating the pout right in the middle, shortening that distance, creating a shadow underneath, making it look fuller there, and then just blending it through by going along the lip line. So I blended it through with my gel lip liner from Wet n Wild in the shade Bear to Comment, and I love this. This is the one that I use every day. I've given it so much love on other videos, so I won't go into that too much, but sometimes I'll just leave it with Vaseline or like lip balm, and sometimes I will go in with the Pinkies Up, the lip oil, just add a little bit of tone there, but I don't like to put too much on my lips for work. It's just gonna come off while I drink my coffee anyways, and yeah. Some days I will, some days I won't. Just go in with the CoverGirl priming mist afterwards just to kind of set my makeup a bit. It all depends if I just want a little bit more freshness, or if I just want my skin to look a little bit more matte, but today I added a little bit. You can also, after you've done your blush, go in with the bronzing brush that you used and just kind of blend it through. Sometimes I do that as well, just to give more of a natural blend from blush to bronzer. All right, this is the final look for my workday makeup, more youthful looking makeup application. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again soon.